Oh, hey! Hey there, my friend! Welcome to the What Is series, where we talk about a variety of games both launched and unlaunched. Today's topic of choice is Wuthering Waves, the game that I have a hard time pronouncing. Now, without further ado, let's dive right into it. Let the B-roll roll. So what is Wuthering Waves? Well, it is a game that features open-world exploration with a rich and diverse narrative, with a high degree of freedom of combat as well. So what really is Wuthering Waves? Well, it is a game developed and published by Guangzhou Kuro Technologies on the platforms of Android, iOS, and Microsoft Windows. Not having been able to play the game myself yet, it looks like it's a game along the lines of Tower Fantasy style or Genshin Impact, perhaps even Honkai the Third Impact. And even though I stated that it is, similar to these games, I'm not gonna go, oh, this is the Genshin Impact killer. It is its own type of game with its own, unique atmosphere and design. So, as per usual What Is series, we're gonna start with the character customization. In this game though, it doesn't appear that there is any. We might be able to get costumes down in the future, but as for now, it is a gachapon based system where you draw for characters. Even though we don't get to create our own character, the character designs are honestly beautiful. It's something that fits right up my alley and perhaps a couple of others with this different, slight fantasy modern aesthetic. Once you have your team of characters, you get to go into the combat. The combat which looks extremely fast-paced with parries, counters, and just your standard skills you would expect. Taking into account Steparu's footage of the game, there's potential for insanely awesome boss fights where you can challenge yourself to not get hit or to have parries for your main focus of attack even. And thankfully, the combat itself looks in-depth enough with all the flashy colors, the dodging, and the parrying to allow us to feel not stagnant in this small, 3-skill system. It definitely ain't no Black Desert with 90 skills that require each different inputs, but that being said, you can still have tons of fun, making sure you're doing the best that you can at whatever situation you're in. The open world, on the other hand, is something that it doesn't have to be strictly combat. You have your exploration, you also have, your puzzle situations. These allow for a little bit more depth into the life content of the game, which, even with the exploration, it offers a really cool parkour system that, compared to, Tower Fantasy, Breath of the Wild, or even Genshin Impact where you're climbing, it looks like you can run up walls and enjoy a little bit more of a fast-paced exploration system. Now within the open world, the devs have even mentioned a system known as the ecosystem in one of their dev talks. This system is something when you are fighting an enemy, it allows you to absorb that creature or boss into your kit. Though how much that's going to actually affect gameplay, I'm still unsure of that. Hopefully I can get into the closed beta and get a taste of it myself. In terms of the world design though, it is something that is said that it brings towards a high fantasy and a high technology based sci-fi theme. Even using the word sci-fi feels almost incorrect, maybe more like a neo-militaristic vibe. I'm not too sure what would be the proper genre for it, but it does bring this sense of disparity and this darkness that can be within the world. From the CG trailers that kind of give us this idea that the world might have fallen, some kind of cataclysmic event happened and people are kind of trying to re-exist in the world. Now, whether or not this is true or not, we'll find out when the game kind of launches and we get to actually enjoy the story. But it does state that there is some form of maybe what's dead stays dead, but it's not actually dead, which is a very vague sentence, but it kind of gives me some curiosities and speculations at least. But forgive me about rambling on, we're going to talk about the monetization now. Monetization, like I say in every video, is something that most people are usually unsure of on how it will be. Whether we're going to get free rolls on character drops or whatnot, we don't know. I imagine we can expect a system where we're going to be rolling for characters each time, but I also am not too sure whether we're going to get different things that will help us boost EXP gain or all that jazz. I know the moment that I have the ability to play the game, I will definitely be giving my first impressions on this video, and I'd also like to thank Steparu for allowing me to use some of their footage as well. And with that being said, even though this video doesn't have as much information as my other videos and a little bit more of a personal opinion, I do want to state that this is a game that I would love to succeed. I'd love to see it grow and become something that's really cool, especially when I'm hyped for the theme of it as well for myself. However, only time will tell whether this game will be good or not. So, With that being said, when it comes to games, and just like my videos, one person's enjoyment is another person's dislike. If you liked what you saw, feel free to drop a like or comment down below. Perhaps even leave an idea of what kind of game you'd like to see in the future. If not, otherwise, you may leave a dislike and feel free to give it a thumbs down. So, this is what is Wuthering Waves. My name is Gian, and have yourself a happy-go-lucky something withering day. Cheers.